Yeah.
How has your morning been?
Nah, it's been cool.
Yeah?
It's been a good week. Like everything is good. No. How could I put it? I'm adjusting. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. And you?
It's our first week, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm also adjusting as well. Taking it slow, taking it easy. Because you know what's expected ahead can be quite fast and all of that, yeah.
And how's everything? Like the balance, like school and all of that?
Balancing it well?
Yeah.
What do you mean the balance in terms of...
I know you work.
Yeah, true. It's very hard multitasking like that.
But you told me about your hours, right?
True, so it's just a few hours, so you manage to, play the best of both worlds.
All right.
In a good way.
All right.
As long as you've got your priorities straight,
okay.
It should be awesome.
I went to gym.
Today?
Since Monday.
Okay, yeah.
It's been headful, like my body hurts.
I can imagine.
Dude, and I'm going today as well.
Because you're just coming from the break and you weren't in that go thing.
And I was home for like a month or so.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're back. How does it feel to be back?
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's chill. Me and chill vibes.
Yeah, all the time.
So I remember when I first pitched the idea of the pod, the podcast.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
I was always wanting you to be in this whole media sector type of. I brought you to I wanted you to come to the radio.
Yeah.
And that didn't pan out well.
Because
I guess it was boundaries as well, because I remember I pitched news idea to you, and I think you have a lot more to talk about, a lot more in that mind that needs to be said. Than news.
Yeah.
This is a perfect platform.
Yeah. So initially, remember, when we talked about the pod.
Yeah.
What did you think? What first came into mind when you thought about it?
I was completely down for it because deep down, secretly, I've been wanting to do something like that. I just didn't have the right people to do it with, or maybe I wasn't in that mindset. If you get what I'm saying, I didn't know what I would talk about. So.
Did you have the idea? Did you have a perfect idea
of what the pod was? No, I didn't.
All right.
Because there's a lot of things one can talk about, or one can have a theme associated with.
Yeah.
No, but as soon as you brought about it, as soon as you told me what it would be like,
and I showed you,
a
sample of how we can go about it. Yeah.
In fact, just go over that again. I just think it's...
Go over what?
What the pod was meant to be.
Oh, okay, cool. Because when I thought about it, right, I thought, we could do something. I saw you the radio person, and then I was like, man, we can actually do something for free. Not even change a life out there, just through conversations and just trying to see explore minds, be intellectual in terms of talking. Yeah,
exactly. And that's what got me excited even more.
Yeah, because I know you kind of a deep person.
True.
Even though sometimes you try to ditch it and everything.
True. So when you just mentioned changing people's lives, it's what's a better platform to be able to do something?
Yeah, because it's really, it's all about inspiring people. Because a lot of people are inspired. It's just maybe sometimes do something like these. Because you see some people they multitask, they do something, they do their talents and everything.
Exactly.
So if we can find, and a lot of people are not communicating these days. So if we can actually find a way to communicate and actually relate to the masses. I think that's cool.
It's a dope idea.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something than be the ordinary student, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So something different, something...
I remember about that. I was like, let's not talk about the cliche things, You know how it is with people, they tend to be they talk about student every day, everything's student.
Yeah.
And it's just that's too cliche.
Yeah.
That's too typical.
But actually, what made you pitch that idea to me? What made you think about
it? I saw the resources Monash offers.
Yeah.
For instance, walking into the radio station, right now, in the studio, and it's you look at the camera, you look at the microphones, all of that, the resources. It's it's been an idea, But at the same time, it's like, where am I going to get the resources? Where am I going to get the camera? Where am I going to get, you know, the microphones? Actually, the money and all of that. That's like, you know, an investment type of thing, you know?
Exactly.
So I saw all of those, you know, like the resources, and I was like, man,
we gotta do something.
We got resources.
Like, everything is in front of us, so why not make use of it? Yeah.
Why not utilize? Because, you know, it's all about, like, you know when they say sometimes destiny's like around you?
Yeah.
You just have to be like
open to it.
Yeah. Because there's
it's
always
right in front of you, but you just seem to miss it.
Because the universe, you know, works in mysterious ways. It's like, you know, God can only help you as far, but you also have to kind of like help yourself.
True.
So basically, it was like that, you know, and you were down for it, and I was like, man, we could do this as one, because I actually relate to you. So it's like, I don't even have to feel like I'm doing. How can I put it? Like you know,
like
it's like work.
Or yeah.
Like we could have a conversation.
Yeah.
And you're a cool person, so I was like, man, why not?
Why not do it?
Exactly. You know?
I like that, man.
Like it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so now that we got the pod, what do you think going forward, you know, would be like where we gonna take it?
I think there's so much you can do with it, because it's not limited to, like you said, a specific kind of theme or that. It's just talking about what associates with the youth in general and all of that. And I just want to be able to impact lives, like you said about that. Be able to, you know, just have fun as well. Okay, why are we being all outside about it and all of that? So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. Yeah,
for sure.
But each new series will be just a different, fun, exciting experience, and just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Not take things too hard, too much, but just
be like, you know, as organic as possible.
True.
Yeah. I also
couldn't find a better word than that.
Because I also see, like, as you know, like, that's how far I see it. Like, maybe even do tours as well.
Yeah.
That would be actually dope. And with the same setup, you know.
True. And you also spoke about having people join us as well.
Exactly. You know,
people,
like just, you know,
movers and shakers in society.
You know, just bring them over and be like, yo, tell us about your stories. You know, try to hear, you know, what other people are doing out there. You know, and I mean, we get inspired by different things.
Exactly.
Right?
What better than to get inspired by someone who's
exactly.
your age, can relate to, doing things out there.
Yeah, true. So yeah, that's the vision for the pod, you know. And even so, it's like, it's still like we want to still continue, like we want to still do it, because it's like it also offers us to explore our minds too. You know, we learn. It's like you come here, you tell me your new knowledge, and then I'm like, whoa, I like that. Yeah. Yeah. So we get to share. It's just that we're doing it in front of a camera, but you know.
I get you. I do.
You know? So yeah. And then how can I word this? So like through the pod, right? Do you see yourself like 25 or 30 doing the pod?
I hope to. Like when you pitched that idea, that was the plan. But then obviously change is inevitable, and things happen and all of that. But that would be great. I mean, if it's good, if it impacts people, if we're having fun doing it, then why stop it?
Are you having fun already?
I am already. I want to be here. Like, can we just stay here and chill here the whole time?
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think?
For sure. Yeah. Like, you know, remember when I told you, like, I feel like, you know, as people, we never stop learning. You know, and what better way to learn through other people, like socialize, you know, like talk to people, talk to you, talk to others and everything. So it's like, even going forward, right, like I wouldn't mind being 40, still do this. I still come here with my clothes, you know, chill, you know. Yeah. Because I don't want to stop, you know.
Did you say 40?
Yeah, just said 40, yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. I don't mind
that.
That's
good. You're seeing a bright future for this thing. You're being optimistic. I like that.
I mean, because I feel like it can grow, you know.
Yeah.
It can grow. You know, there's that opportunity all the time.
I was actually thinking you would be the one who would cut it soon, you know.
For real?
To be honest with you.
Why?
I don't know. You just seem to have many plans different things, and I thought, I don't think you'd be able to incorporate them all.
But I mean, it's plans, you're right, but at the same time, like if something is important to you, like you can literally, separate your time.
Yeah.
And actually cut
Make
your time
time
and all
for
that.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, we do it for an hour, maybe in the future 2 hours or whatever. But like it's like, it's perfect. It's super perfect. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So there he is. The man of the
what you
hour.
mean? What you mean there is though? What's up?
Hey.
Hey, bro. So he just got late. He just got here 10 minutes late.
Something kind of usual.
You know how it is.
If you ask me.
I had a test though, man. It was bad, but
Yeah. How was the tip?
you know how it is. Like it's the first week, bro. Like getting a test is like.
Yeah, in the first week.
Imagine it's
unheard
like
of.
it's like shit.
Friday as well.
We here now. Like already we have to study.
It's
and
official.
stuff.
Reality just kicked in, eh?
And that thing of you write your names on the papers and then someone else. It's like I'm gonna look like a dummy if I write something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
You get it? So.
I do.
Ah, okay, cool.
But it was good.
But other than that, how's the week been? How have you been keeping it?
I mean, I just came back to SA, so like I'm enjoying myself, I guess, and I don't know, man. It's just when you're in a happy space and you just enjoying everything that happens. It's just like
Yeah.
So that's what's up. Like it's been a cool week, classes and everything. Just back in the school mood and
Classes? You've been attending classes?
yeah, lectures and stuff. Like
I mean, of course you have the test.
yeah. So
Okay, I'm not everybody. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've
No,
missed
yeah.
a couple, one
Even
or
a friend
two.
was like, I'm not going. Like I'm not even. My week starts in week 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people though, like because Gabe was even telling me like some of our friends actually coming like next week.
True.
They left for home
They went
last week.
on
Like
their-
they left the country last week.
For real.
And
For
they're
real.
still there too.
And they're still there. Like that's how crazy it is.
Nah, that was mean foundation, man. Like right
Dude.
now,
Right now.
even people like when I was back home, they're like, "Why are you going back early?" And I'm like, I need time to like I don't know, emotionally and shit, like just to settle, not
Exactly.
settling down physically, but
Exactly.
mentally and stuff.
yeah.
Just relax and be like, I'm ready.
Yeah, because you can't just come here and just go to school.
Exactly. That's when you be like now I had a test and I'd be like, nah,
What's
I'm not in the
happening?
mood.
You understand what I'm saying? You burn out easily.
Easily.
Like, first 3 weeks, you aren't.
Right. And imagine week 4, that's when all the work
Dude,
starts.
Exactly. Exactly. So the first 10 minutes before you got here,
Yeah.
we're just talking about like, why we doing the pod, the main purpose. So, we'll start by asking you, like, when I pitched the idea, or when we pitched the idea to you, what did you think of the podcast?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you know how it is when you're passionate about something,
Yeah.
but maybe you end up choosing doing something else because of maybe economic reasons or whatever, because you're like, I want to do media,
For sure.
but because my country's like this, it doesn't pay off and whatever, so you don't do it. You do something else that pays off, whatever. For us, it's like we have the opportunity to do everything media related and it makes us happy.
Yeah.
So with this idea, basically it was, how it is when you see people on the TV, like, oh, they're so cool. They just get to talk about their lives and everything. Why can't we do the same?
Exactly.
And not just why can't we do the same, but we do it good.
Yeah.
So I like the idea for
yeah?
real, and the fact that I was included on it meant something. Like,
Yeah.
you just don't get
It
picked.
does.
You just don't get randomly picked
Exactly, because you can't just do it with anybody.
with anybody
Yeah.
you check. So I was happy, and I
I'm
like the
actually
idea.
glad you mentioned that first part of the whole media thing.
Yeah.
Being able to do that comfortably, because I want to be part of the media, honestly. But then
Yeah.
you think about so many things. You think about, is it easy to get into it? Is it, sustainability of it? Or let's stick to what the parents say, do that business and all of that. So this is a zone where I get to feel comfortable and
You.
be me. And
Jiggy. and I feel like the other thing is, like, you see with I just like referring to my country because I went back after a long time, right?
Your country's
How many years?
Zim, right? It was a year and a half ever since I went
Okay.
back. It's that thing of your mind is not open. So even when it comes to media, it's so narrow-minded that you're like, if I get into media, oh shit, I'm gonna be on TV or whatever. And even our TV is not as good. They can't even finance themselves and everything like that. But you can't restrict yourself just because of things like that. So just being even at Monash, it's like I now know, in as much as I can do media, I'm not the same person as a person back home who, if they finish media, they're like, I want to work for this radio station. Now I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking MTV. I'm thinking the United States. I'm thinking I'll go there even when I only have $20 because I know what exactly I have to do. You understand? So like, it's passion. And
inspiration right there. That's what we're going for in the first place, right?
And then I just wanted to ask, like, what do you see, like, in future? What do you see the podcast doing, like, later in future?
Man, the first thing, right? Even if it's gonna be first 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, it's like someone is gonna be inspired. That's like the first thing for me. Like whenever I talk, it has to be. So someone is gonna be inspired. They're gonna tell a friend. And after that happens, I believe in if you go through the first stage, the second stage will make itself. So once we get to that point where we're trending, people are talking about it, people enjoy it. Someone is telling you, yo, I like that last podcast you did. We'll start having a vision of where we're going from now. You understand? But for now, I feel like it's just supposed to be, let's talk to somebody.
Because I was telling Gig as well earlier, like, it's all about, changing a life. Even if you can affect one person, like, it's like, the main purpose is like talk to people. People don't talk these days. You talk to people intellectually, they just hear you guys talk and everything, and it's like, yo, shit, I like that. I'm going through that. And this is my life, and I relate, and we just do it so easily because it's like we have the resources, and we just come here to talk.
And you remember, I think it was last semester, me and him were actually talking about, watched the video for a song, I forgot the name, but it was asking people, like, on the video, what is your purpose? And a lot of people couldn't even answer that. And I couldn't even answer that at the time when I watched the video. So it's like everything needs a purpose when you do it. And I feel like the most important purpose that a person can have is spreading love. So even when you're just doing a podcast, it's like the main purpose is make somebody feel good about themselves when they just hear you talk, when they just watch you guys doing your thing, looking good, sounding good, everything good. Like, it's just good vibes every time. So I feel like that should be the most important purpose of this podcast, is love, spreading love, because the world needs love right now. The world is a bad place, but
a lot is happening.
A lot too.
A lot is happening.
It's like she took a deep breath and it's like, true.
I know. It's like a million thoughts just came through my mind.
But like I don't know. I feel like we don't take time to think. Just every day what we see is, honestly, it's not good things. So okay, I listen to like podcasts now every morning, like when I wake up, like, right? So even the one I listened to the day before yesterday, he spoke about, you see, when he was talking, like, when he flies from Denver to California, when they're in the air, right, there's smoke, right? But when you're in it, you don't see it. But when you're above it, that's when you see it. Right? So it's the same as how people are living now. Like, when you're part of what people consider normal, you don't realize what you're doing is not even normal. But when you take a time just to open the third eye, it's like, oh, this is wrong. Oh, hey, sometimes you don't even have jealousy in you, but those kind of thoughts come about because of how we just live and consider that normal. You check. So that's why I'm saying the world needs love, because things like love, things like being positive, things like confidence, things like just telling somebody I love you is becoming taboo now.
True.
So if you can be a person who brings that back, even if the whole world is going west and you going, you're still gonna meet when you
same place.
So
and I don't think people actually get how much, okay, no. Gosh, I just forgot what I wanted to say.
Just say it.
No, but I was thinking about the same analogy that you were talking about, with the same cloud and smoke thing, and being able to see from a different perspective, and that just resonates with me right there, because I mean, I don't think people realize the power that these podcasts could have on individuals' lives, because I'm a person that spends a lot of my time online following people like, you know, Will Smith and all, listening to their motivational talks, and that few minutes gives me a whole different perspective in life. It takes me out of, kind of makes me go into my own world for a bit, because this world sometimes, like we just said 1,000 times, sucks, right? But if you get that few minutes to contemplate things and to just get back, you know, what love is and all of that, it's, even though a little bit, it's a huge impact on someone's life.
And when you actually think about everything, it all comes down to purpose.
Yeah.
Once you know your purpose, you won't lose yourself.
Even Will Smith said it. I remember a video when he spoke about your first minutes when you wake up, like in the morning.
Oh, yeah?
They actually like determine like how your day is gonna be and whatever. So that's what I took up, because I actually realized it works. Because now I listen to like preachings right in the morning. I'm not a church person. I'm a spiritual person, but not like a church person or religious person or whatever. And now I listen to those things not because I'm a brother, but because when I wake up, right, I've realized now I wake up early, and I don't even be like, when I wake up I'm like, oh shit, it's early or whatever. I just, when I wake up, put on my earphones and it's dark in the room, I listen to that, right? And when he talks, it's like, when he preaches, right, it's Pastor Torre, he doesn't talk about the Bible per se. He talks about you as a person relating to the Bible. So let's just say the one I listened to today, he's talking about David defeating Goliath, right? But he's not talking about that per se in the Bible, but he's saying every person has a Goliath, right?
So he puts you in the picture kind
so
of thing.
Exactly. So now he's saying God wouldn't give you a Goliath that you are not able to defeat, right? So when you look at it, David wasn't known in the Bible. There's no way they talk about him as being like a famous person growing up and whatever. He wasn't even recognized like that. But when that time for him came, he defeated him and everybody spoke about him. Everybody was looking for him. So now to me it's like, okay, when something bad really happens, that's my Goliath. And God wouldn't give me that moment if He didn't want me to like win over it.
Or even like, you know, if you didn't have the capabilities to even you know, overcome the situation.
So imagine you listen to that in the morning.
On a daily,
right? What
just
can really get to
you?
Exactly.
What can really get to you during the day?
And you know, it's like, it's more like meditation as well. Like meditation is important, like just listening to your thoughts as a person. You don't even have to go to a class for meditation. Just do it on your own. Just find, you know, that calm.
Time for yourself is very important, actually.
And actually people can actually meditate every day. Whatever they're doing, they can just meditate. Yeah.
And you know how it is sometimes, that thing that we're talking about, like thoughts, just how the world works, right? Like, okay, you see like a kid is like a blank board. So whatever you write on that blank board, that's what the kid becomes. It's the same as us in as much as we're grown up. What you see every day, what you hear every day makes you as a person, right? So think about it. If now you're waking up to somebody telling you that, yo, you need to be good to somebody. Okay, in as much as you think you're so important, nobody cares about you, and you shouldn't care about anybody. Just be you. Just be you. Right? Now that's what you hear. What you see obviously is different, because now when you come into school, whatever, you're seeing people doing what they're doing, and as much as it might be wrong, depending on how you define wrong, because of what you heard, good thoughts turn into habit turns into character turns into destiny. So like, you just become a different person. So at a point when an old lady is trying to cross the road on a normal day, you'd be like, she can, because how did she get from her house to this road? But now, because you only have good thoughts in you, it doesn't become even lame doing that in front of your homies. It's like, the first thing that comes to your head, let me help her. It's automatic. So I
and
mean,
you don't even feel like you're doing something.
Exactly. You don't even count. Like, oh, today I helped the lady. I did this. Nah.
Yeah, and you don't also this thing. You know how it is. Like, I did something good. I'm expecting something in return.
True.
Yeah, and that's how people actually, miss it in this world. Like, I'm doing something good and to get some in return.
It's not about that.
No.
It should be
Hell
for
no.
yourself. For yourself, ultimately. So,
Exactly.
I mean, why am I thinking about, okay, if I give him that, this is what I'll be getting. No.
So for real,
Just,
man. Like,
but I'm glad. What motivational books and stuff are you reading and podcasts?
I talked to this
out
guy.
with all this shit.
Not even like that. I talk to this guy a lot.
Yeah.
We talk about these things a lot. That's the other thing. Like, I don't know. It just same thing about the Goliath thing. It's like, if you haven't gone through anything, you're not good enough to give advice or whatever. So obviously you have to go through something so that you find ways to get out of it, and you can tell somebody or help somebody to get out of it as well. So even when I talk to him, it becomes a thing of, even my friends, you don't necessarily need to have a lot of friends. You can know a lot of people, they can know you, but your friends define who you are as well. Because now I'm considering, now that